What's up, everybody? It's Monday, the Neutral Corner here. How did everybody's weekend go? That's what I want to know. Share the show, like the page on the Neutral Corner. It's not about us. It's about the fighter. It's about the gym. It's about the trainer. It's about the cut man. It's about everybody involved. We want you to have a platform here to be able to tell your story. Tell us your journey through boxing and tell us how it's helped you in boxing and outside of boxing. We want the Neutral Corner to be a place where you can come and tell your story. And we're willing to do whatever we can to help out. We enjoy the likes, we enjoy the views, but to the Neutral Corner, it's more about the story of the boxer. Okay. And I know we say fighting and fighter and yeah. But there was a USA official that told me I said a bad word. And I kind of knew what he was talking about because I feel the same way. And he was like, you said the F word. I said, wow, I said the F word. He said the F word. I said, well, what did I say? He says, you said fighter, fighting, fighter, fighting. You said that. He says, they're boxers. They're athletes. They're trained to do what they do. Fighters are street fighters, people on the street. And I think that gives a lot of respect and says a lot about the individual that told me this. USA boxing official, great guy, one of the oldest. He's been around. We're going to have him on the show. And we're going to talk about being an official in USA boxing and hopefully have the president on and others on to talk about USA boxing and get it out there. I know there is safety first. So all those things. I think Saturday night on. Yeah, Justin, it is a good point. And thanks for joining in on the show and comment. Look, you can always join in and comment if you got a question or you want to say something that's on your mind right here. This is where we do it on the Neutral Corner. It's about the viewer, it's about the guest, and it's about their story. So he was, you said the F word, and I'm like, what? And then, he was saying fighting and fighter. They're boxers. It's a sport, and they should be respected as such. But it's easier. We say fighting, I say fighter, and it's okay. But the correct term is boxer. They're a boxer, and they train for this, and they're athletes, and they give up time. They give up birthday parties. They give up weddings. They give up outings. They give up the beach on a day. There's a lot they give up. And Justin Morales is a boxer himself that has a fight coming up soon. He can tell you the time away from family and all the training they do, the mental toughness, the physical, the sparring, the hitting of the bags, the road work, the sprints. These are athletes, and they're boxers, and they should be held as such, right? A fighter. I got into a fight. Well, it's like a street fight, right? But a boxer in a boxing match is more gentleman, and it's a sport. And you can't hide behind anybody in there. If you don't put the work in, it's going to show. And I'll tell you about a show. Saturday night, battle for the belt on the Big Mamie, the battleship in Fall River, Massachusetts. Bernardo's Boxing. Look. Thank you, Justin. Bernardo's Boxing. Aaron Bernardo and his team, his wife, and we're going to talk to Aaron tonight. He's coming on this show. He assures me he'll be on. I told him that's okay. Settle in the office, get ready, and come on because I want to talk about this. There's so much that goes into putting on an event like this. And I wanted to have Aaron on to tell that story. All the things he had to go to just put on this event, right? Hiring police for security, hiring security, EMTs, state police, and security, and then his team. Kelly, how are you? Kelly is a great photographer. She's at all the events, all the boxing events. If you see the picture of me coming on the battleship waving, that's Kelly's picture. She took that. Great person and very friendly. She's at all. There's Kelly's picture. Real friendly and participates in all the boxing events. She takes great pictures. And it's just great for the Neutral Corner to get out. And I just wanted to show you the shirt to the Neutral Corner. And on the back, you can You see it. There's a neutral corner. We're having shirts made, and they're not right now for sale. I just want to keep a few when we go to events, but there might be one or two I'm willing to give to a few people that go to a lot of events and want to support the neutral corner. It's a little dirty. All right. Want to support the neutral corner. It says Four of a Mass representing. Yeah, so I know I'm bouncing all over the place. I'm excited about tonight's show, and there's no script here. This is live, boxing conversation. Join in. It's great to have Kelly here. It's great to have Justin here. But let's get back to the show, the battle show. Thank you, Justin, for joining in. Such a great show. Once again, Coach is getting guys going now. He should be on soon. Thank you, Justin. Justin is part of the team, of Aaron's team, and I can tell you, Justin, I seen you on the battleship, and you were all over the place, bringing fighters to the ring, getting the fight, the fight that's going on, then the fight that's next, and get the other guy. It's a lot of work, Justin. I seen you running around sweating, but you guys put on a great show, man, and we thank you, and I'm sure Justin's going to talk, Aaron's going to talk more about it. This is a total team effort. Aaron's wife's involved. This isn't, this is something that you got to put yourself around people you can trust and you have confidence in, and build that team. And I think Aaron's done that with the people he's got around him. And not only is it like people like Justin, but even Justin will tell you, even Aaron's boxers, the guys that are boxing, help out when setting up a ring or going to an event and things like that. They all help out. It's a great team effort, and that's what it takes to put on such an event that he put on. You know what I mean? And not an issue. There was an after party at Primo's. Primo's bartenders were amazing on the battleship. They had like 6 of them. You didn't have to wait in line. You can get your drink, go back to your seat. The pizza, the food trucks were amazing. The food was top notch. I'm telling you, this event, we've seen the final product of it, and I want you to see, and I want you to hear what it took to put on an event like that, because most times we see the final product, right? We see a fighter when he's fighting for, when he's boxing in a boxing match, we see that final product, but we don't see behind the scenes. We don't see them in the gym and the missings of the birthday parties and maybe the family cookout or the family birthday party and nephew and niece. They can't make it because they're training for a boxing match. You know what I mean? Even those people are helping out. So it's just an amazing event. And I know I'm rambling. I got some great viewers. Kelly, thank you so much for joining in. Justin, thank you. And Justin, another Justin, thank you. What's up with the Justins, man? My son-in-law's Justin. I got Justin Morales, and I got Justin. I don't even want to try to pronounce his last name because I don't want to mess it up. And you guys all, thanks for joining. Battle of the Belt, great fights, great atmosphere, great food trucks, great bartenders. Aaron's team did an amazing job. There wasn't an issue. The fights were great. Avant. Like there are a few Avant, amazing fight, first round knockout. There he is right there. Kid very humbled, very talented, very well trained by his brother, by Jerry LaFlame, by oh my gosh, I'm gonna forget his name now. Kyle Cusick, a professional fighter. And again, it's about putting yourself around the right people that you can trust, that have your best interest, because boxing can be a dirty sport. We all know this. We all know boxing can be a dirty sport. But I think Avant has put himself around the right people. And I tell him this all the time with his brother, and having that family in the corner, they know the buttons to push. Mayweather had his father, Roy Jones Jr. had his father, and the list goes on and on and on. They know the buttons to push, and they know how to get them to that next level. And then Daniel, Justin, come on the show, Justin. Get out from behind there. If you're not Daniel Naveed, am I saying his last name?
Nenevieve. Yeah.
This kid, we were interviewing Connor, and Daniel was in the room.
Yep.
And he was so fired up, so pumped up. I'm like, look at him, and he's, shadow box, and he's like, get ready. I'm coming for it all. 176 is, and then you see him get in the ring, and I'm like, I was surprised the guy he was fighting didn't go down, because there was some heavy shots.
Oh yeah, he was
heavy shots.
It's been you know me. We talk about it all the time. I've been around sports for a long time. Obviously, played sports myself. I've never ever seen anybody that locked in, hyped up. That was a. I'm telling you, if I would have had to face off with him, ref holding our arms, getting or giving us our rules before, I would have been like, yeah, all right, I'm all done. I'm all done. Just take the belt, because he was just. That was just a very intense moment. And then even after, when you got to interview him after he already won the belt, and he was still hyped up, still pumped up. He wanted everybody to know. He wasn't.
Yeah, and even Kelly's chiming in. She says, Dan is amazing. That look in his eyes. She's right, because Kelly, we were downstairs doing an interview, and thanks for Aaron for giving us the press pass to go and interview. And we want to become a big part of USA Boxing and be able to have a family-friendly show where we can show these young boxers their talents and these gyms that are doing amazing things within their communities. But yeah, man, dude, we're in there doing an interview, and we're seeing Daniel, and I looked at him like, he means business tonight.
Yeah,
man.
I felt kind of bad because he was in there trying to stay locked in, and we're laughing and shooting the shit with Connor and Dave, and I felt kind of bad. I think towards the end he was kind of like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna go out here and do it, because we were being loud and just loud. So I felt a little bad, but man,
yeah, you got the people. Dave Connor's father chimes in. He's like, Dan is a great role model at Bernardo's Boxing. Connor certainly looks up to him. Yeah, because look, again, Daniel knows he's got his business to take care of, but he helps out in the gym. It's a family thing, man. It's great. I love the vibe at Bernardo's Boxing. Yep. And then you got Justin, right? He says, I didn't even talk to Dan. He was in his zone, no words needed.
Yeah,
that's why. Hey, Justin, we didn't say nothing to him either. No. We were doing an interview. We're like, all right, he's like a man on a mission. And then to see him get in the ring, we've seen Dan fight before the battleship at Bernardo's Boxing, because you had to win your way on the battleship. The kid's no joke, man.
Nope.
And to think boxing's not his only combat sport.
Yep, he's doing MMA, he's doing baseball, he's doing, you name it, this kid's doing
it's college kid.
Yep.
Like, oh, man, I just wish if I could turn back time.
Well, we have Aaron just popped in, so what I'll do is I
want to bring him on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, I'll back out. I'll bring on Aaron.
Yeah. Aaron, how are you?
What's going on, brother?
Dude, we were just having a great conversation with Justin about the amazing tournament. I'll tell you, I know we go way back and we've known each other a long time, but I think that the event that you put on was amazing. And I know it didn't come easy, and I know it takes a lot to put on an event like this, where you had to hire police, fire, EMTs, USA Boxing, the harbor master, state police. So I want people to get the idea, because we always talk about fighters when we're watching them on TV. We're always talking about these great events that we went to and how great they were. And they were great. The food trucks, phenomenal, Aaron.
Awesome.
Primo's Bar, never had to wait in line. They had like 6 bartenders. Mm-hmm. It was a great event. But I want people to understand what they're seeing is the finished product and what goes on behind the scenes. And maybe I was hoping that you can give us a little idea of how the idea came up, and then how did you make that idea happen in real life on a Saturday night?
Yeah, so you can hear me good, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, so basically, like you said, it's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of time, a lot of preparation, and preparation is key, really. So the preparation for a show of this magnitude, it goes all the way back to January.
Wow.
Yeah. So January is when I had my first negotiations with the battleship. And, you have to negotiate everything. You have to negotiate a contract and a rental fee. And, they have, their standards of what they want and what they expect. And So there's a lot of that goes into it. And I mean, as far as the idea for the event, I mean, it's no secret. I mean, 2 years ago, I was a co-promoter on the event, and I ran all the boxing portion of it. And off of the heels of that, I realized that I didn't need another partner. I didn't need anybody besides me and my wife to do it. So, the year after that show, we came into the fall of a CYO, and I really kind of just dialed in and focused on the gym and building the programs and taking the youth initiative off the ground with all the kids that we have. And we did a bunch of shows upstairs that you guys have been to, and they went great. And I looked at my wife and I was like, hey, listen, like, I know it's a gamble, but I want to do the ship again. And she's like, you're crazy. I don't want to do it. She's like, I don't want to do it. She's like, it's a gamble. It's a lot, Aaron. She goes, it's really expensive. It's a lot of money up front from us. She's like, we can just do the gym and it'll be easier, And she's my voice of reason a little bit. And then I'm the dreamer. And then, I kept poking the bear, poking her, and come on, let's do it. We can do it. It's a spectacle. And I want to be the only guy to do this. And because at the end of the day, like, even though I co-promoted it 2 years ago, for 10 years, I've had an involvement on that ship. 10 years ago when the BKJ did the, little exhibition night on it, you were involved in that too. I was the one that put the matches together for that. And then fast forward all those years later, 2 years ago, I was the one that put the matches together for that. And then I had a little bit more involvement with the logistics and the promotion of the event. And, I've been running shows for a long time. You know that, Jerry. And,
yep.
A long, long time. And I put a lot of, small, events together, the Icon Days, years and years ago, and, my own shows. And, this was just a big culmination of everything. And, I had the confidence. I had the confidence that I could do it. My wife had the confidence that we could do it as a team, financially. It was, it's always a gamble. And I always love that saying, like, when it feels scary to jump, that's when you jump in, and my whole life's been that way. You know what I mean? From opening my business during COVID, in the midst of COVID, and, leaving a gym where I was at before the CYO, where I was in a strip mall and I had a cheap rent and everything was good and we were fine. And I was super, super duper comfortable. And then I get to fall of a CYO on my lap, and this ain't free. You know what I mean? Some people might think it is, but this ain't free. And not only that, I had to buy myself out of a lease that I still had almost 2 years on. And we did it all. We did it. And we're here now. And so, yeah, basically, that's where the idea for the show came from. I said, listen, I've been involved in this ship for a long time. 2 years ago was an absolute spectacle. How can we up the ante now? What can we do better? Well, what we can do better is combine the two. Combine the, Bernardo's Boxing Floor with CYO and make it a tournament. So, run 3 weeks upstairs and then get rid of the whole, hey, can I be on the ship? Can I please be on the ship? Can my fighter be on the ship? Well, no, you got to earn it now. So,
nice.
You can fight the 3 weeks at the CYO and earn your way and fight your way. And, if you made it, then you fight your way on the ship. And even the guys that didn't get to win their belt on the ship, you still fought your way to the ship because you fought and you won that semifinal or your final in the third week. And then you were invited free of charge to go on the ship with your belt, professional photography, video, everything like that. So no matter what, every single fighter in this tournament earned their way to that ship if they did. And, that's why we're here now. So
yeah, I mean, and it's you're right. I remember you having a small gym in Swansea, and then you were even doing things out of your cellar at one time, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I first, 2019, 2019, I became the co-owner of Pro Fitness and MMA when we moved from Fall River to Somerset, and I owned that with Ben Pitsley and Dan Cavallo, and I had a little share in it, and basically I was just, an overpaid manager at that point, but I was running the whole gym. And, I was running the whole gym and it was mine. And I got to learn a lot doing that, learn, the books and, monthlies and how it all works. And
so you got your business in business. You get your business experience learning in business. You can't learn stuff like that in a classroom though, Aaron.
No,
you learn on the fly. It says a lot.
Yeah, it was on the fly. It was in the field, and I learned. And I was working for myself a little bit and doing some side hustle stuff. And privates here and there and teaching classes here and there. But to actually be a co-owner of a business and have shares and have an investment in the business, when I was sitting there and doing the payroll and doing the books and seeing the monthlies come through, and I was learning a lot. And then when COVID hit, that gym got shut down, and it could have reopened. Well, it very well could have reopened, but in that process, I moved into my basement and I pretty much created my own community in my basement, in my house. And at that point, it just didn't make sense for me to go back. And I kind of kept it small and kept it all. And I started what I wanted was a boxing club, a pure boxing club. And I did that. And we opened up the first gym on Gar Highway. Then we moved to Swansea Mall Drive.
Yeah.
And Swansea Mall Drive, we were chilling, man. We were good. And I'll be honest with you. You can ask any of my guys, my team, my wife. Like, I didn't want to come to the CYO. People can't. The offer fell in my lap, and I said no. I said I'm comfortable, bro. Like, I'm making money over here. I'm paying my bills.
Wow.
I got my house. My kids are good. Everything's good. Like, why, man? Like, oh, come on. It's an amazing facility. There's so much opportunity to grow. So much you could do there. And and then me and my wife talked about it. And we were like, you know what, like. Let's go back to the city. Let's go back to where we're from, and let's give back to the city and see what the city gives back to us. And it gave back to us tenfold because I have no regrets, and I owe a lot to Paul Brooks. He's director of the diocese of the CYO, and he's a dear, dear friend of mine. And his son, I know we were talking about Dan and stuff, and Dan's an unbelievable athlete, but I want to give a shout out to Michael Brooks, who also won a title that night in the 203 plus division. He's one of my best friends.
I seen that.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends. I freaking love the kid, and he killed it, man. He killed it. He had an awesome night.
So we gotta get him on the show now. I want to do a show, but I want to do a show like, and I know Justin's in the background doing what he does, but I want to do a show with like him, Daniel, Alex, Mason, like just like a total team.
Yeah,
When
like
I was boxing team, yeah, absolutely. Like I know. Look, Aaron, I know. You've been in the game for a long time, right? And you were a promoter, matchmaker. I mean, business owner and promoter. I mean, like all the things you went through to get where you're at. And I want people to understand, as I followed Aaron's journey, right? And I see where he came from to BKJA, from doing training there, and then. Having a gym. And like he said, he was comfortable in Swansea. He was comfortable. The house was good. The kids were good. The gym was good. He was comfortable. He could have stayed there and just been comfortable.
Yeah.
But a fighter in his heart, he wants to keep fighting, right? He want to keep going. And now you take on you took on a huge responsibility. And you're back in the city of Fervent, the CYO. You have a lot of different programs that I think are amazing at the Bernardo's Boxing. But to take on something like that, what was the tipping point that said, when you and your wife were talking and said, okay, let's go? What was the thing that said, because you've done a lot of work in the C, when you went into the CYO, it wasn't just move in, set up, and blah, blah.
Yeah.
You did work in there.
And a lot, and the funny thing is too, is like we had already started our youth program. And we had already started our Everyone Can Punch program, where we work with a lot of kids with like, special needs and stuff like that. And we had already had those programs up and running. They weren't as big as they are now, but they were already up and running, And obviously our fight team program and all that stuff as well, and the personal training and all that was all running. And, pretty much when we came in here, it was like, okay, well, it's going to be, more to pay for, more overhead, more in utilities, like all that stuff. Everything's increasing now. And like I said, I have a mortgage, man. Like, I have cars, you know what I mean? Like, like I have a life outside of it. I got 4 children, so it was a lot to take on. And I said to myself, like, well, we really have to grow. You know what I mean? We really have to grow if we come here, and hopefully the bigger space will allow us to grow. And that it did. And a lot of people probably think the youth initiative had a lot to do with it. Like, oh, well, Aaron probably thought the youth initiative was going to kick off and he would get a bunch of kids and, this and that, and the city would cover. Well, that's been a fantastic, absolutely fantastic program for us. And I'm so grateful for the city of Fall River, and I'm grateful for the youth initiative and the Boys and Girls Club of Fall River and all that stuff. But I didn't even know that was a thing. I really didn't.
How did you hear about it, and how did you?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even know it was a thing, man. Basically what made us want to come here was the fact of the size of the building. We knew we had the upstairs auditorium, and I had already got, I had done the Battleship. I had done a show at the PAL. I had done a bunch of shows before that. Me and USA Boxing, our relationship was growing stronger and stronger. And I knew I wanted to keep doing shows, and I knew I wanted to be that guy. And I knew I wanted to start going into the promoter, matchmaker kind of route. Always staying humble and staying to my roots of coaching, but I knew I love doing shows. I really do. I really do enjoy it. Like the stresses of it, the craziness of it, the back and forth, arguing with coaches. I mean, I argued with coaches this whole tournament. Like we had swearing, shouting matches. We're all good now. Everything's good. But like
yeah.
the back and forth, everything. Like I love it. I love it. I really do. Like, and like you said, it's kind of parallel to a fight. Like I need that in my life. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't have, I always tell people like, and this is the God's honest truth. If I wasn't in the position I am right now with the amazing team of athletes that I have and coaching them and putting them out there, I would have to do it. I would have to fight, or I would have to go back to a job of public safety where I was a corrections officer or a police officer. I need danger in my life. Like that's just the truth. I need it. I can't just do like a regular job. I can't like be like a warehouse worker or this or that. I need something where like I have a little bit of fear in me of like I don't know what's going to happen. I need that.
What does it do to? Does it fuse you? Obviously, but
Well,
does
I
it
have
keep
a lot
you
of issues
sharp and
with
on point?
Yeah, well, I have a lot of issues with like anxiety and stuff.
I can relate.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. I've always talked about it my whole entire life, and
I love
I've
that,
dealt with,
Aaron.
yeah, I like to be an advocate for it, and I've dealt with it for a long time. And even when and it's a crazy thing, your brain works in mysterious ways, and even if you got everything that you think, everything you've ever wanted, I have a picture perfect life. I have the white picket fence life, and I've had times in my life where I've still had that, and I've had so much anxiety. It's almost debilitating, and nothing curbs my anxiety like boxing, and keeping my mind busy, and the exhaustion of training others or training myself, and just keeping this busy and keeping this occupied onto their anxieties and what they need from me. And I always need to be doing something. I just finished a sellout show, one of the biggest shows New England's ever seen, arguably bigger than any pro show, any amateur show. Like I had pro promoters call me and tell me that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that myself. I've had pro promoters tell me that, and they've told me that before, and I'm already thinking about the next one.
Oh my God, Aaron, Jeepers.
Yeah.
You're going to be in. I'm sure you're going to be involved, and I'll let you touch on it. But I'm hearing that you're going to be involved. I mean, you got with your fighters and your team, the Golden Gloves, the Rocky Marciano tournament. Easy guy.
Yeah, I have a lot of involvement in the Marciano this year. I think I'm going to be running the brackets and
nice.
The matchmaking and all that with Capiello.
Another great kid.
Yeah, so that's already been talked about, and I'm probably going to have, there's a lot of things going to be announced, but I'm going to have a lot of involvement, a lot of the matchmaking, and just kind of supervising stuff, and just helping out the LBC as much as I can. And I love it. I love my LBC. You know what I mean? Like whether we win or lose, I love everybody, all the judges, all the officials, all the referees, Stephen and Tom Clark, Sonia, Patty. They're all amazing.
Are those the USA official? USA
yeah,
boxing?
they're all USA officials.
Dude, hey, I'll tell you, Aaron. I'll tell you, man. They weren't just like hanging around; they were working. I seen them.
Oh yeah.
Switching out referees, judging, and that's an amazing. That's a whole nother. I would love to have somebody on from that just to see what their perspective is, because that how to get involved. If maybe there are people like myself.
You should be an official. You should become an official.
I would love that. I would love to get involved.
You and Justin Ratowski should become officials.
Absolutely. I would love to get involved. But I want to have somebody on, maybe 3 or 4 people, just let the USA Boxing come out and explain who they are, what they do, what they're about, all that stuff. Because I think, everybody knows their safety first. They're an amazing organization. That would be great. But Aaron, let's get back.
Yeah, so like you asked, like, I think that's where it comes from. And I don't know, I just like my whole life, I didn't come from any crazy upbringing where like, oh man, I was down in the dumps, or I came from an abusive house, or a super low income family where I had to scrape. I didn't have to do anything like that. But I came from a hardworking Portuguese family that my father instilled a lot of hard work ethic in me, and definitely they always lit a fire under my ass. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
lot of fear. You know what I mean? And sometimes I think it was good. Like, hey, listen, like you got to do, man. You got to provide. You got to be the
Ain't nobody gonna
provider.
do it for you. Ain't nobody gonna
Yeah,
do it for you.
yeah. I never I've been working since I was 15 years old. Maybe under the table, whatever it was. I've always been working. You know what I mean? And part time, full time hours. Even when I was in high school, like I just always been a workhorse, and I got that instilled for me from my family, my parents, and yeah, like, and then I take that. I think that's the difference of like, I love boxing so much, and I apply that, my work ethic from when I was an EMT, when I was a correctional officer, when I was a Mass State Constable, when I was working private security, when I was doing even when I was a grill cook. You know what I mean? Like every job when I was a dish boy, like any job I ever had, like I take all of the work ethic from, when I worked as an apprentice plumber, or like anything, like all the workforce stuff that I did, I apply that into boxing. I apply that and I take that seriousness into boxing, into my sport.
Absolutely.
And
Yes, sir.
this isn't just a sport, and these shows aren't just for fun, and these fights aren't just for fun. And I take it really seriously because at the end of the day, like this is what feeds my family. You know what I mean? So from coaching and my guys being successful, from my personal training clients losing weight and getting, gaining a healthy lifestyle, and to my shows being successful and selling out, and bigger and better venues and whatever it may be, and to my pros doing well and building them up and investing in them to have a great career and win titles. And I take all that so serious because, and it's a fight every day, because at the end of the day, like this is what I do, this provides for my family. So yeah, that was a big thing.
You better bring your A game. You only got an A game. You ain't got
Yeah,
a B
like
game.
some guys they do this part time, you know what I mean?
Right.
And some guys like and that's okay. And some of them are still great coaches. Some of them are, I know guys that are teachers and other business owners and work here or there or warehouses, and they're phenomenal coaches. And um, you know, yeah, you might go to other people and they're like, oh, they might say they're a better coach than me, and that's fine. But in my life and what I do, um, I just know I'm doing the right thing by my family, as a coach, as a father, as a husband, as a business owner, as a promoter, as an affiliate of USA Boxing New England. It's my job. It's not just something that I do on the side. It's not just a hobby. And there might be guys that watch this and laugh and be like, "Oh my God, yeah, this
No,
is
it's
what I
true.
do."
I'd seen him. Let him laugh.
Yeah, this is
Let
what
him
I
laugh.
do. You know
Hey
what I mean?
man,
Like,
let him laugh. I don't give a shit. But when
yeah,
and 20 years when you're a big frigging promoter, a professional, and we won't even get that. We'll see who's laughing them. Let them laugh while you work, because that
yeah,
way, while they're sleeping and you're working, you can live. You can live like they dream.
yeah, and
You got
and
to start somewhere,
at this
Aaron. You got to
point,
build a foundation and move on.
yeah, and at this point, I already do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not bragging or anything, but this, in doing what I do, and you do it the right way, like, I can make more in one night than some guys can make in a whole year. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
and that's the truth of it. You know what I mean? And the proof's in the pudding. You know what I mean? I know some guys ask, how does Aaron do it? Where is he getting this from? What is he doing? Well, it's hard work, man. It's hard work. It's consistency. It's smarts. It's having a good foundation, like you said. It's having a good partner and my wife. Um, you know what I mean? Like, we take this serious. We do things the right way. We don't cut corners. We don't cheat. And you know, good karma brings a lot of things to people, I believe, and it's given us a lot of blessings, and we're doing great right now, and I just want to keep it going and keep the good vibes going and keep my team going, and just keep that fear in me. Because
Yeah.
the thing about this job is, when you're high, you're high. When you're good, and when everything's flowing, it's great. And
That's why everybody wants to be around you. That's why
yes, when everyone
everybody
wants to be
wants to be
around you,
part of you and around
yeah,
you.
and I just seen two boxing clubs that just closed down. They just shut their doors. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say their names or anything, but that's sad to see. I mean, and maybe they have their reasons. Maybe they're leaving it because they got a better job or more money coming in from elsewhere or whatever, or maybe whatever the reason is. But at the end of it, it's always sad to see a gym close down. You know what I mean? And that could be anybody. That could be any one of us. And when you work for yourself, like I do, and you do this kind of business with any kind of business owner, the highs are so high and the lows are so low, and it's all on you. You know what I mean? Like there's no like 401ks and this and that and unions, getting your back. Like it's all on you. It's all on me to keep this train moving, And
Yeah.
right now I'm in the gym. I got 12
You're
guys.
there all the time, bro. That's your
Yeah.
job. But
My
it's not.
job.
And the thing is, you're probably putting more hours in a day. You may not be at the gym, but you're home on the phone and matchmaking and getting
Yeah,
this
it
gym.
doesn't
Is this
stop.
fighter coming? And
Yeah.
that's what I want the people to see. And I know if Justin had a question, and Justin, I don't know how to pronounce Justin's last name.
Which one?
You're Justin
Ratowski.
Hey, he says, huge compliment. Thank you, coach. That's about the USA boxing. I think we'd make good officials, man.
You guys would like
I'm fair,
you
but
have
I'm firm.
an
Oh, I
extensive
can't say that.
background. You have an extent. I'm a big believer in this, and some people say like, oh, why is Aaron successful? Well, I know I see things in people, and I know what everybody's strengths are. Like your strength is like you're a great communicator. You have an extensive knowledge of boxing.
I appreciate that.
You were a great coach, and I'm sure you could still be a great coach if you wanted to. You know a lot about the sport, the ins and outs. You have good eyes, and you're a hard worker. You know what I mean? And then Justin, Justin's a little bit newer to the sport. He's been around it. I'm sure he's a Fall River kid, but
Yeah,
he's a workhorse of an individual. He has a very good heart. And the guys love him. The officials
Justin,
love him.
hey, Coach Aaron's giving us a challenge, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the next officials in USA
You know
boxing.
what I mean? Like guys, so like from judging to refereeing to running fighters and staging fighters, there's all different jobs in USA boxing that you guys would both be amazing at. So Stephen Clark, let's put these guys on. We'll do a clinic. But yeah, Justin's right here poking his head in.
Jerry,
There he is.
challenge accepted.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
wanted to get some airtime.
Yeah.
But
So I mean, look, Aaron, I know you're in the gym. You're in the gym, and it's hard work. I know you got Justin. Justin's been a big help. Your wife's been a huge help. But I know there's other people that have been a big help. And I want you to take this opportunity right now. I don't know. I'm probably putting you on the spot to remember everybody's name, but I mean, it's a family. It's a family affair. I know your wife and you are doing a lot of work, but I think you and look, I in the interview I had with Avant and the interview that I had with your boxers, I tell them the same thing. Put yourself around people that you can trust and put yourself around people that have your best interest. It's not about them. It's about you and you succeeding. And that's the type of people you want to put yourself around. When things are good and they're there. When things are down and they're there. Those are the people you want to surround yourself with. And I know you got those people.
Yeah. So like, I remember, I'll try to get to everybody, but like you got guys like Anthony Andriozzi, Tony, and like he's one of those guys. Me and him have a special bond, special relationship, and he's one of my best friends in life. And I think he'll always be, even if sometimes we bicker at each other, or we're bickering at each other on fight night over the ring, like hilarious. But that dude
that's a sign of true friendship.
Yeah, he's got a pure heart. You know what I mean? If he loves you, he loves you, and if he doesn't love you, you're screwed. But like he really does love me through and through. He loves this team. He loves the family it is. He's always been there for me, and he's one of the only guys in boxing that was there for me at my highest highs and my lowest lows. So he'll always be there for me, and I'll always support Tony and anything he does, and he's got an amazing job now. And, I've seen him evolve from boxing full time and, just it's crazy. And then now he's like helping run his company. And
wow.
It's just like an awesome thing to see, like a guy who was like a wild animal, kind of tame a little bit. And he's a family man too. You know what I mean? He's got a great wife. He's got beautiful kids. So like, we're kind of mirrors of each other in that aspect. And he's just that wild, but he's still got that wild animal in him. Tony's gonna be fighting for a title real soon.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
yeah, he is.
He'll be ramping up in camp again real soon.
Yeah, he is.
But he's still such a great support for the guys, and me and him have great chemistry in the corner, and we have great. Even when we commentated the other day together, like we just have great chemistry.
Yeah.
And Tony's a great guy, so shout out to him. And then my wife, obviously, Samantha, like I say it, all the time, but she's, unbelievable and everything. And then, and her family has been an amazing thing for me too. Like they're my family. They're they're my brothers and sisters. They're like second parents to me. So Kim and Kevin, her parents, and Adriana and Kensington, and they always help out at the shows. Like they're always willing to come and help out at the ticket booth
That's
and
amazing.
rip,
That's
just everything. Like, and sometimes that ticket gate is a war zone. You know what I mean? Like people sometimes can get rude and nasty. And my mother-in-law is a very, she could be intimidating. Let's say that, right? And she don't mess around. So
I love Kim. Kim ain't playing though.
Yeah, you don't mess with Kim. You know what I mean? So you having her at the gate is just awesome. And then my father-in-law kind of evens her out. He's very chill.
Yeah.
And so it's good. Like they do a great job. My sister-in-law is like, they're just awesome girls, like awesome women. I see them from being 5 years old to all the way, beautiful grown women now. And they do an amazing job. And so they help me all 4 weeks. You know what I mean? And every show I do, they always help me. So they're amazing. And then, and then my own, my parents do a great job. Like, just, they always supported me. And like I said, I wouldn't be here without them. And, my father is always willing to sponsor. And even if my mom has to give him the nudge to, sponsor me, but she's, he has his own business too. And, I said it before, I take a lot from him. And I look up to him and his work ethic and working a 9 to 5 plus a business.
Yeah.
And I took a lot of inspiration from that. So him and, everybody. And then Bill Nenevy is a huge, I love that man. You know what I mean? Like I look up to him so much, and he has an amazing, amazing business. And I see how he runs it, and he's so humble, and he has amazing kids and an amazing wife, Stephanie, that he treats so well. And Bill is just like, always has my back. And just like, it's just an unbelievable relationship that me and him have built. He's like a father figure to me. Like I truly, really revere him. And then Paul Brooks and the Brooks brothers. He's just an amazing man. And like I said, like he believed in me when I was in the basement, when I was in, little hole in the wall gyms. And, he leaves me with his sons, and, I made them both champions, and he just believes in my product. And, I owe a lot to him, and, a huge shout out to him. And he has an amazing wife, an amazing family. And, and then just everybody. And then, just, people that helped out with this event, like some of the guys that are just like the ground guys, that are there all the time. So you got like, Justin Rotowski.
Oh, he's everywhere.
He's everywhere. Yeah, he's always there to help me. He's great at, he's great to have at the events. He's always running back and forth, and anything you need, you tell Justin, and he just bolts to it.
Gets it done.
He does a great job. And then I have Nick Kearns, Bobby Tebow, Gabe Giles, Alex and Dan Nenevy. Not only like a lot of them have fought for me before.
That's what I'm saying. You have fighters that are helping. That's like,
but they're part of my ring crew.
Yeah,
and they help me snap the ring together every time and lug it around. And I don't have the best back, and they're always moving stuff for me and lugging it and up and down stairs and different venues and up gangways and down. And they help with my kids program, and Axel Lopez and all those guys. Like they all help with my kids program, and they just they do an amazing job. And they picked up the slack on times where I wasn't able to be there, or I was too busy, putting this tournament together. And they just, everybody kind of came together and picked up the slack and helped me out.
Yeah, and that says a lot about the atmosphere at Bernardo's Boxing. Everyone's willing to help everybody, and that's
Dave Simon's another one. Connor's dad that you spoke to. You had awesome.
Yeah, he's on. He says Justin's a hustler. Dave, thanks for joining in, man. Yeah, I mean, look, Aaron, I know it's getting close to the end, but I mean, all the fights were great. The food trucks were great. Like you did an amazing job. Your team did. You should be proud. You did the city proud. I'm a born and raised Fall River guy, and to see that event and that many people, and not an issue. I was just I was happy. I was proud.
Yeah, it's a dream, man. And like like one thing I always wanted to stay true to is even being a promoter and the logistics of the event, and there's so much that goes into it. You know what I mean? Like the weeks and weeks before, like one thing about that battleship, right? People don't understand is like it's not like any other venue, right? Like so, I have to have Harbor Master, Coast Guard, multiple police details, multiple fire details, EMS details. Like you have to have all these things in place. Like state police had to be there.
Yeah.
You have to hire your own private security. Like that's federal property. So like, there's so much that goes into it. Meetings every day. Every day, almost every day, whether it's the city departments or the state departments or the state commission or anybody. Like I'm always in meetings, and then you got all the fighting stuff and the matchmaking and stuff. So to have a good team that could really get my back was a big deal. And one thing, like I know, like somebody hit me up today, and it's true. Is like, even though I was the promoter and the matchmaker and the tournament director and all that stuff, I didn't miss one corner that night.
No, you didn't.
I didn't miss one corner that night.
You did it.
And like, to me, I can't, because that's what it's all about. Like,
yeah,
that's the heart of the sport. Like, to see Connor Simons go out there and make his debut.
That was that first. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, unbelievable. Open up the show and get everybody excited and see him compete against another kid his weight, and see the look on his parents' face, and then get his belt, and it's an unbelievable thing. And then like Dan, like all the stuff he went through in his camp, and to go out there and just be a killer and dominate. And I was so emotional with that fight, because like,
oh my God, dude,
we had been through so much, and like, he was coming off a loss, and to get that W was just like unbelievable. And then Michael Brooks is like my best friend, and to see him have like one of his best performances yet, and box so well and win the belt was amazing. And then like Andrew Richards did an amazing job, and he dominated his fight, and he won his belt. And even that, like, there's so many stories that go into it. Like his last fight, his guy blew weight, and they wanted us to fight, and we didn't have him fight, and we got shit for it. And like, I'm always gonna protect my guys. I'm always gonna
absolutely
protect my fighters and do what's best for them.
Absolutely.
And then so then he was a little down on himself, and to see him come back and get that W, and that was a great thing. And then I want to give like just a quick shout out to, like, real before we end it, like some of the guys that didn't get the wins. We went 4-5 on the night, but 9 wins throughout the whole tournament. Not many gyms can say they got 9 wins in the last 2 months.
Right.
And we did, and took home 4 new titles. And but some of the guys like Axel Lopez. Axel fought a national champion from Quebec, Canada, that had close to 60, 70 fights, and did amazing. Lost a 3-2 split. Boxed his ears off. Barely got hit. Just looked unbelievable. So like, such a thing to be proud of. And Axel's actually going to be making his professional debut in the fall. So big for him.
Absolutely.
Big for him. He has a great pro style. He's going to adapt even better to the pros. He's had a great amateur career, but it's time to do it. But Mason Ventura was one of our first guys of the night. Another 3-2 split, but like fought just unbelievably against, again, one of the best kids in the nation in the youth class. Gave that kid hell, and I thought we could have won it, but hey, what are you going to do? So just some of the guys that, didn't, get the wins, but they fought their asses off. Like, shout outs to them too. And, it's no matter what, win or lose, I'll always stand behind my guys. I'm always going to be a coach first, even though like being a promoter is starting to become more and more, viable, and, more and more of a presence in my life.
Yeah.
And boxing. I'm always going to be a coach first. So, I want to thank everybody that allowed me to be a promoter and a matchmaker and a director for this show. But, still, I still came in, I still did my sessions, I still worked with everybody, I still taught classes in between everything when I could. And,
Aaron, and everything you said, you're right. And I know we get into time, but you know how much changes and effect you've had on people's lives. The story, I interviewed Connor and his dad. My phone has not stopped about that interview.
Yeah.
And how people were watching that interview and could relate with grandchildren, nephews, children themselves. I've had people tell me, and strong people tell me, I watched that interview and I was in tears.
Of course.
It just shows what boxing can do for young people today. Aaron, we go way back. I have been one that wants to get USA Boxing and the schools and the Mass Athletic to sit down. I really feel boxing can be a huge impact in high school and in middle school. We already have football, ice hockey, wrestling, sports that are more the injuries. We can go into that and compare the injuries and all that. But I really feel not everybody's built for a team sport. I really feel boxing's an individual sport. And if you look at everyone, I've interviewed fighters that say boxing saved their lives from the streets. I've interviewed fighters that had multiple issues going on, and boxing's helped them. And people that heard Connor's story and his dad tell his story was amazing. He, dealing with anxiety in the classroom, and to see where he's at now and see him perform in front of all those people on a battleship. You're putting on this performances. You're being a promoter, a matchmaker, a gym owner, a dad, and all that. But the difference you're making in people's life, you gotta chalk that up on a list too, man, because you're doing that.
Yeah, no, like, the journey like I've been on with all these guys, because people don't see all the behind the scenes stuff that we go through, and like besides like the logistical stuff and the promotional stuff, like a day to day being a coach, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life, more than any fight I've ever had, and anything for myself, like the things I'm able to do for these young men and women, and
Absolutely,
it's really everything. And on my birthday, when I have my stories full of just like all the shout outs from my fighters and my youth program kids, it's unbelievable. And and I want to reflect that to my own kids, and and the love I have for my own children, I kind of reflect to my fight team and my youth program and those kids. And being a father has made me a better coach, and being able to be hard and get the most out of somebody, but also be empathetic, and being able to pull on some heartstrings if you need to, or being able to listen is a big deal. And it's just it's been an amazing journey, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to come in here day in, day out, and help these kids, and to see their parents happy, or come up to me and say, hey, my kid's done better in school, or he's got so much more confidence now, and how he talks to people. Or sometimes maybe they haven't done it yet, but they talk about me, and he talks about you, and you can't wait to see you when he's at class, and can't wait to talk about this thing this video game he played. Like, hey, listen, if I have to be their first friend, I'll be their first friend.
Absolutely, Aaron.
And then maybe hopefully that can segue to them making other friends. And that's all I really want to do, and that's all I've ever really wanted to do. And I'm grateful, for the platform, and I'm also, and I'm just grateful for everything. And to do all these things, I just want people to know, like, it comes with a form of obsession. It comes with a form of obsession, and you have to be obsessed, like the Adam Sandler movie. Like, it's very true when he says that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just want it. You can't just be consistent. Like, you have to be obsessed with it. And I am. And sometimes that'll even cause little rifts in my own relationship. And, boxing's always on the mind. And sometimes, you want to play with your kids or do this, and you're doing a bout sheet, or you're thinking about a fighter, or you haven't realized it, but you haven't stopped talking about boxing, or the boxing drama, or the things that you need to do for your fighters for the past 3 hours. And maybe your wife just wants to talk to you about her day a little bit, you know what I mean? And you forget those things, and the obsession creates success, but there's a lot that goes into it, you know what I mean? And so I appreciate my wife Samantha for dealing with it, and rolling with all the punches that I roll with, and always being there and having my back and stuff. And it's a big success, and I'll take doing this job over pounding tears in the prison any day of the week. And it can be hard sometimes. It's a grind, sometimes it's long hours, and you kind of never really clock out. But I love what I do, and unless a day comes where it's not in my heart anymore, and I don't have the love for it anymore. Sometimes I might joke around, and I might say I don't, or I'm a little burnt out, or this or that, but it's still there. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing
You'll
like
know. You'll know when it's time.
Yeah, if that time ever comes, if it ever comes. Maybe
I don't think so. You're too busy.
But,
you keep yourself too busy, and you just keep on taking on more things. And I love the programs you have at the gym that you offer in Bernardo's Boxing. And look, let me ask you this. I know you got the Golden Gloves coming up. You got to get you guys ready for. Daniel already told us he's taking it over, so we're ready. I can't wait to go and see that. the kid's an absolute beast. So what's next? Are we going to take a break and just focus on the Golden Gloves, the Rocky Marciano tournament, and then maybe look at something for next year? Because I know Aaron's always got something brewing. I'm just trying to get a little inside scoop.
So, I mean, what I want to do, if you're asking me, is, October's right around the corner. It's also my wedding anniversary month, so it's a little slippery slope. But I would like to do a show in October if I can. I'd like to sneak it in, right before the Rocky Marciano really kicks off. And whatever that may be, maybe, it's a USA show and we do a big fight night, or I would like to do the Boo Bash again with Justin and, offer a free event to the kids and maybe do some live boxing displays.
I went with my grandkids to that.
Yeah, I would like to. I think regardless, I would like to do that again.
Justin's great at that stuff too, man.
Yeah, whether it's piggyback off of a USA show or we do like an open sparring, live demos, network displays like we did last time. I love that stuff. It's good to get out there. It's good for people to see. It's a fun event. It's a little bit more relaxed. So I definitely want to do that in October. And then we are going to end the year December 7th. I'll announce it now. We're going to do Winter Warfare 2. So, yeah, that'll be a USA boxing event, Winter Warfare 2. And anybody who's watching this who's affiliated with USA Boxing, we were going to do the Dog Days of Summer, August 24th, but that is now going to be December 7th, Winter Warfare 2. So that'll be changed tomorrow. I'll be calling Colorado tomorrow to change that date. But yeah, Winter Warfare 2, December 7th. It's a fun show. It's an awesome show. We put up the big Christmas tree. We put the lights around. Did you go last year?
No, I didn't have a chance to go.
Yeah, so like we decorate the gym all Christmassy.
I'm going this year though.
Yeah, we decorate the gym all Christmassy, and it's an invitational show, so it's a one-night invitational. I make all the matches, and the guys go out there and show out, and yeah, it's a fun night. And we'll do it. We did Winter Warfare, and now we're gonna do Winter Warfare 2. So December 7th, that'll be our last show of the year.
I'll definitely be. You always got something going on, man.
Yeah,
but that's the grind. That's what it is, man. It's no days off, and it's hard work. And like you said, you got a lot of great programs, and you put your gym first, the safety of your fighters first. And I think that says a lot about you. You've been successful, and that says a lot. Listen, if you got young kids and you want them to get into the boxing scene, Bernardo's Boxing is the place to be. He's got a lot of great programs. And let me see here. Big things in a little city. You're right, Justin. Fall River's a great city, and I've always said this. Fall River's a great city. And I say great city because if you got out and explored the great city of Fall River, you would see its greatness also. I get out and explore. Yeah, I'm in the boxing world, but there are other things going on within the city and a lot of doing a huge impact. But Aaron just had an amazing show on the Battleship, under the Braga, sunset. Weather was great. And hey, before I let you go, how much did the weather weigh on your mind, because they were calling for rain and everything else?
Oh yeah. So like I said, like, you know what I mean? Like we do so much logistical stuff and with all the city departments and state and all that stuff. And like I said, it's a boat, and like they're so worried about safety, and it's just the venue is ridiculous, right? It's just an unbelievable venue, and then it adds such a different, like a whole nother aspect to everything, because you're on the water, you know what I mean? So there is dangers there and stuff. Yeah. So we got all that locked down. And fight week was a crazy week. You know what I mean? Like the week before fight week, like even just in the promoter aspect, like, we looked at our ticket sales. We're like, oh man, we need to be here. And then all of a sudden that week and the next week just went crazy.
Yeah.
Like unbelievably crazy. And I'm like, what the heck? And then our walk-ups were insane. And like the event was unbelievable. But yeah, like you said, so like, that weekend before, we look at the forecast and there's rain, and then not only is there rain, there's a hurricane Debbie coming straight for us, and then like that same day I lose two of my top amateurs. They have ailments and they have to withdraw from the tournament, so like they both are out. And like it was I'll tell you what, that Monday or that Saturday, Sunday, don't talk to me. That was a bad day for Aaron. Like that was a bad day. And it was weighing on my mind a lot, because like it was just the what ifs, like, and then like we had our original date for August 17th, and then the 17th was also showing rain. and then some of our state departments and food trucks and this weren't able to accommodate. So we ended up moving for a rain date for Sunday, the 11th, and shout out to my wife. Like I would say, my wife and Bill Nenevy were like two of the biggest proprietors of like, Aaron, relax, don't change the date. The weather is a bitch. It's always changing.
Yeah.
And don't change it. And just like, let's see where it goes. And one of my promoter friends, Peter Zimmer from Boston Boxing, like he was also the one too. Like I announced Wednesday, like I was gonna change it Wednesday, and he's like, Aaron, he's like, I've done outdoor shows my whole life. Like it's way too soon to call it like a game day decision. Like you put way too much into this. Like play it out. And then it was, I mean, the boxing gods wanted it to happen. Like as the days went, it's just, the percentage kept going down and down and down and down. And then, we had some things happen with some different situations in our dealings with like, tickets and stuff and people withdrawing. And, I think I did right by all those people. And some of, one of the guys even messaged me and said, hey man, I think good karma is gracing you and the boxing gods are gracing you for being like a stand-up guy. And,
Yep.
This shit's happening today. Like, you know what I mean? This thing's happening. So Thursday we announced it. You know what I mean? Thursday we're like, hey, I even think Wednesday I announced it. I was just like, hey, we're doing it. We're taking it. It's looking great. If anything, it's going to rain early morning and be clear. And I think that whole day was clear.
Gorgeous night, Aaron. Look at some of the pictures. Look at the sky.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
And it's good karma because, look, I've always told you this, Aaron. You don't take shortcuts. You do things the right way. And sometimes doing it the right way is the hard way and a pain in the ass and everything else. But you did it. Wanting to know Coach Aaron right here on the Neutral Corner. You just got to know a lot about Coach Aaron and what he does and what Bernardo's Boxing's all about. And I've been speaking highly of. Aaron, thank you so much for coming on. Justin, that's right. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Justin I'm sorry.
Come on.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I was in the back. I said, Jerry, can I come
wait
on
a minute,
for a second?
Justin.
And he said, yeah, and then I was just waiting.
Waiting. Justin is he's known about boxing, but he's suddenly now gone into 3 of Aaron's shows and starting to watch amateur boxing and watching boxing on TV. This was, I think, one of your first times outside in an outside tournament, right, Justin?
Yeah. I just had a great time. Danielle and I both had a great time, and I think this is the comment I wanted to come on and make to you guys and to Aaron especially was boxing aside, but I will give my little input on the event. Danielle and I had a great time.
Good.
We definitely enjoyed the drinks. Boxing is the only sport where she knows a hell of a lot more than I do. So she's chirping in my ear and she's saying this, and I'm using lingo that boxers don't use,
Yeah.
We got through the night. We had a great time. It was an awesome time. And we'd do it again. If you had another one tomorrow, we'd be there.
Awesome.
What I do want to say is boxing aside, because I'm not, like Jerry said, I'm not hip to the total boxing world. I'm a boxing fan, but logistics, I don't know. But I will say this is I heard your story a few times when you've been on the Neutral Corner with Jerry, and now again hearing it today, everything that you've gone through in the whole journey, right? Getting Bernardo's Boxing where it is today. I won't bore you, but I always resonate to myself, right? I'm a family man. I have kids. I had to start my own business quite a few years ago to make things work. You're always gonna have the haters. They're always gonna wonder what you're doing and how you're making it happen. But as long as you're doing it and you're doing right by yourself and you're doing right by the people surrounded you by, there's going to be haters everywhere. So just hearing your story and hearing how, you're doing everything the right way, you're progressing steps, you're not trying to skip and bounce all over the place. We haven't talked to a single person that's been surrounded in your gym by you and by your fighters. Can't say fighters, right, Jerry? By your boxers, by your team. We haven't been surrounded by or heard from anybody who's been surrounded that's had anything bad to say. So, I mean, that just goes to show. So, more, how can I word it? More than it being a boxing event, I like going because I see that Aaron is a great guy. He's doing it for. So, like I said, Aaron, I'll go to the events. If there's no boxing and we're just looking at an empty ring, if you were throwing on an event, we're going to go. I'm just being honest with you. This isn't me. I'm not saying it because we're live. I'll say it to your face next time I see you. You're just throwing great things. You're doing it for the right reasons. So going forward, you'll always have a supporter in us, in our family,
All because of
in
them.
our household.
Richie.
So
Yeah. All because of them.
Yeah, look in the
Yeah.
gym. Look at him.
that's it.
All
That's
because of
it.
them.
It's just crazy what
Hello.
you'll do. You know, it's like I had my son first, which Jerry's starting to get him into it with the mitts and all that. But
Yeah.
crazy the extent that a real man will go to when they have children, when they have a wife, when they have a home, and as long as you're doing things the right way, which, like I said, I gravitated towards supporting you more and more because of who you are as a man, boxing
Thank
aside.
you.
So the boxing's a bonus. So keep up the good work, dude. We're about the same age, so
Yeah.
we've been through life, about the same time. So I'm not talking up or down to you at all. I'm just giving you my personal opinion. Just keep up the good work, dude. And like I said, you'll be seeing us at all your events going forward.
Thank you, brother. That means a lot.
All right, man. I'm gonna back out. You guys kill out the last couple
Thank you
minutes.
so much.
All right, man.
Yeah, so Daniel Gonzalez is commenting too. He's like, "Hey, I want to go to the next event. I want to bring my son." So Aaron, it was great to have you on. Great tournament, and like I said, man, we've been friends a long time. I want to help you out any way I can. Any shows you got, any the programs you have, and stuff like that, to continue to support Aaron and Bonato's Boxing and everyone in your team. So. Thank you so much for taking time to come up because I know you're busy in the gym. I mean, it's 2 days after the huge event in New England on the battleship, and you're already in the gym. So I want to thank you for taking time out and tell your team I said thank you so much also for a great, amazing event.
Let me see who's here still. Is anybody here still?
Daniel. He's commenting too. He's like, "Hey, I want to go to the next one." Somebody's listening to us. What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
I had to
Look at that.
pop
Oh,
back.
Jesse wants to jump back on. He's in the gym. Dude, you got some beast in there. Those are your boxers, man. Aaron, great team. I'm so happy. And it's funny because we go way back in boxing, right? So you have an event, and I'm actually with the box at your boxing events with my wife. Then on a battleship, the wife had other obligations, but I'm on a battleship watching boxing, a sport that I'm in love with. It's deep in my family's way back into the 40s. And I'm sitting here with my daughter and my son-in-law, and my daughter's telling my son-in-law, southpaw, straight right hand, left hooks. Come on. But it's a family thing.
Yeah, she grew up in it. Yeah.
It was great, man. And you gave me that opportunity. It was great to sit with my daughter and my son-in-law. Watch some great fights. Thank you to you and your team, Aaron. We're going to have you on again. Just an amazing event, man.
Thanks for the platform. You've been an amazing platform, and I want to let's talk. I want to maybe get some USA officials on here, and
absolutely.
And yeah, that'd be great. Like I think they'd love to talk to you and kind of tell you their side of things. And
and how they look at things. Exactly. I think it would give a lot of gyms. An idea. This is what we're looking for, and this is what things are. So it's great. Love to have, and I can have up to 6 people on. So it'd be great to have a roundtable discussion. So hey, Aaron, thank you again for coming on, enjoying the night. Tell the family we said thank you, God bless, and a great event, man. Everything behind the jab, Aaron. We're gonna be all right. So that was Aaron Bonato from Bonato's Boxing. What an amazing event! If you didn't get a chance to watch the event or go to the event. I know he had a pay-per-view event, and I think after a couple of days he releases it, and anybody can watch it. He'll post it on his Facebook. He'll post it on Bonato's Boxing, and once he posts it, I'll post it on the Neutral Corner so you can all see what type of event this was on the battleship under the Braga Bridge in Fall River, Massachusetts. Lights at the bar, the food, it was just an amazing event. And he did this with his own team, his wife, and multiple members from his gym, sponsors. It was just a total team effort, and they pulled it off, man. They pulled it off. They really did. I'll tell you what, man. Not one issue. Everybody was friendly. You ever go to a boxing event and it's most of the times it's friendly and it's a good crowd and. Dude, this event was made memories for me, and I was excited to, again, sit there with my daughter and my son-in-law and watch boxing and have a drink, just have a good old time. Any event Aaron puts on, Bonato's Boxing puts on, they go They don't cut corners, and they just do it the right way. And again, sometimes the right way can be the tough way. You know what I mean? David, thank you so much. Great show and conversation as usual. Good stuff. Thank you, David, for sitting with us and having an interview with us and Connor. Hopefully that you can, continue to share the Neutral Corner page and the shows, and we appreciate your support. And we're going to have you guys on again. And USA Boxing, amazing job refereeing, the doctor, everybody involved to USA Boxing did an amazing job on putting this event on. Everybody has to come together and work together, and that happens. And that's why you got an amazing show. So shout out to Aaron Boxing, Bonato's Boxing, Primo, all the food venues, all the sponsors, USA Boxing, everybody involved on getting this event to where it would be. I thank you. The city thanks you. The fans thank you. And the Neutral Corner thanks you for putting on an event that we could go and enjoy and be safe. Thank you to the Florida Fire Department, the EMS, the State Police, the Harbor Master, the Coast Guard, anybody else I missed. Thank you for keeping us safe. And it's events like this that we can go to and enjoy ourselves and put boxing where it needs to be on the map. One of the greatest sports in the world, if not the greatest sport in the world. You hit it right here on the Neutral Corner. Boom. Everything behind that jab, and you will be okay. Thank you for tuning in tonight and commenting.
Right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier.